guys going on? It's Bacon. Welcome back to another Elestrals Moonrise reveal reaction video. Today we have new solar Elestrals, including one of the very first Elestrals, Moonrise Elestrals, that ever got revealed to us in Armadon. For anyone who does not know, Armadon appeared as one of the first Elestrals that we ever saw in the Elestrals Clash trailer, and it's taken until now, the very end of the Kickstarter campaign, to get it revealed to us. So we have not only Armadon, we also have its Ascension line. The thing about Armadon that I know, it's a 6 defender, it's a 1-cost 6 defender, which is very, very interesting because it's the second one of those that we've ever seen in this game. The third, technically speaking, because Moss Station, technically speaking, isn't. It's only a 6 with its effect, so if you misenchant it, it's a 4. But that's beside the point. Let's get into these new solar cards.
We're counting down 32 days of Moonrise reveals until pre-orders open on November 15th. And solar casters, I've got some awesome cards to share with you guys today. Let's dive in.
Let's go. See what solar gets from this.
I want to take a moment and thank you guys all for your support on our Elestrals Clash Kickstarter.
We hit 500,000.
I'll have a full breakdown on the whole Kickstarter and everything going on with that very, very soon. But otherwise, make sure you guys get locked in on Shattered Stars Scorpio. And of course, Elestriad Season 3 is in full effect, so don't miss out on those epic clashes. Round 1 is just about to come to an end, and we're going to be heading to Round 2 and our Sweet 16. So make sure you guys go catch up on everybody's clashes, and let's have some fun going into our next round. All right, let's talk brand new solar reveals. I know you guys are excited for these. Kicking it off, we showed this one in our Kickstarter trailer, and that is none other than Armadon. Armadon is just adorable. It's 1 attack with 6 defense. And it's got a really awesome effect. When this Armadon changes position, an opponent must expend a spirit. That's right. You throw this thing in defense position, it's got incredible defense. You can move it to attack position on the next turn, and you can burn your opponent for 1 spirit.
You see, this is what a 5 should do, or 5. I guess 5 plus at this point. But this is what a card with this type of stats should do. It should not only be high statted, it shouldn't have a super powerful effect with its high stats. So for this card, I do very much appreciate it because in order for you to get the burn effect, you have to swap it to attack position, and it's only at 1 attack. So the chances, this is a very well designed card, I think, because if you want to burn, you have to make it defenseless, basically. So I think this is a very, very cool card.
You can also utilize cards like High Tide to switch the position of Armadon.
That's true.
There's a lot of really cool things you can do with this card. And this card also functions incredibly well misenchanted as well.
That is also true.
It becomes a 6 attacker when paired with Galaxy, and its big defense stat.
I did not even realize. I don't think you're going to play this, though, in water, because you already have Moss Station if you want to get your 6 attackers, so I don't really think you play this in water.
It just holds it down. I think Armadon is going to be big for solar casters in Moonrise. Armadon does have an epic ascension, none other than Gardon. Gardon is a 3 attacker with 8 defense, 2-cost solar that has the effect your Elestrals get +2 defense.
Jesus,
so
okay.
His passive effect automatically buffs himself to 10 defense. When an opponent activates an effect that targets 1 or more of your runes, you can expend 2 solar to negate that effect. Wham bam, Gardon is going to protect your back row.
So that's cool and all. The issue I'm seeing is that, first of all, I think that's a little bit too expensive, if I'm being entirely honest. But also, what cards realistically target runes? I guess like Lavalith. If this said negate the effect and destroy that card, I think this would actually be very, very powerful because it negates Lavalith. It can just straight up deal with a Lavalith that your opponent casts. So I think that's really, really good. I guess like P-Gust, Thunderstorm, there actually are quite a few, but the thing that I'm thinking of is this does not negate Hurricane. And to be fair, it's any runes, not just face down runes. So if you want to protect your Divine, then Gardon can do that. And it's not a once per turn thing. As long as you have two or more solars in your spirit deck that you can expend, you can protect your runes as much as you want. That's actually not bad. I was thinking about this a little bit differently. This actually might be a genuinely decent card. So I'm a little skeptical, but I see the vision. I do see the vision.
It's going to protect your Divine runes. It's going to protect everything you have back there so your opponent can't threaten them, because you're going to be able to shut that down with Gardon's effect and provide a massive 10 defense wall. This thing is going to be a beast. Up next, we've got a really spicy 3-card combo in Solar. Kicking it off with a brand new Nexus form of Aeromare, I'd like to introduce you to Luxomare. Luxomare is a 4 attacker with 5 defense and incredibly powerful stat line for a 1-cost Solar Elestral. When an opponent takes control of this Luxomare, you can special cast an Aeosdale from your hand or deck.
What does that even mean? What?
Simple as that. If your opponent steals your Luxomare, wham bam, you can search your deck for its Ascension and special cast it out to the field. You may be.
So why would they do this? Do you have a card that can give it to your opponent?
Like, well, Dan, how are they going to take control of my Luxomare?
You know, there you go.
Why would I want to take control of this with my carry-off? That is a very bad decision. Well, what if you just gave it to them? We've got a brand new rune coming, and
there you go. The question has been answered. Let's go.
None other than Cunning Offer. Cunning Offer is a 1-cost solar invoker that says, until the end.
It's just a Trojan horse, my god.
Phase, an opponent takes control of a target Elestral on your field, and that Elestral gains the effect. When the Elestral is destroyed in battle, you must expend 3 spirits. So the way this works is you cast out your Luxomare.
This is exactly like Yu-Gi-Oh, isn't it? Your opponent expends 3, not you.
You use Cutting Offer to give it to your opponent. Luxomare's effect activates and lets you special send out your Aeostale. And if you manage to destroy that Luxomare that they took from you, they have to expend 3
What do you mean that they took from you? You gave it to them.
spirits. This is an offer that they are not going to be happy to see.
Well, okay, real quick. An opponent takes control of target Elestral on your field. Does that mean you are targeting it for them, or do they get to pick? If they get to pick, I think it's actually still fine, because you can force it into a position where you have Luxomare is the only card on your board, only Elestral on your board that they can take, so they are forced to take it. It's interesting. It's pretty interesting. I think, depending on what Aeostale does, this could be very powerful, because even if you don't have Cunning Offer, Luxomare is still a 4/5. So.
And you guys haven't even seen Aeostale yet, which is absolutely
potential,
bonkers.
actually.
So after you've used Cunning Offer and given your Luxomare to your opponent, you can now cast out Aeostale from your hand or deck. And it comes out with 6 attack and 6 defense with 2 solar. It says when you cast this Aeostale, you can foretell 3. You may special cast a 1-spirit solar Elestral foretold this way. So not only are you getting this thing out for free from your...
Okay. I'll be honest. The payoff for this is a little weak. But I think it's balanced by the fact that Aeostale is actually pretty easy to get out. What I mean by this is Aeostale, if you do this whole 2-card combo of, I've already forgotten its name, Luxomare with Cunning Offer, you give them your Luxomare, you get to get your Aeostale. Aeostale isn't a bad effect. It allows you to just get a free body by foretelling 3, but there is not only is there no guarantee that you're going to have that spirit on top, that Elestral on top, and also should be noted, you can't stack your deck with a First Light, for example, before you do this, because, well, assuming you do this with the effect of the Luxomare, because Luxomare will activate the special cast the Aeostale, you'll then shuffle your deck and then immediately you foretell. So you can't stack your deck with a First Light if you special cast it. It's interesting. It's a pretty interesting, and let me just double check one thing. Is Cunning Offer only until end phase? Until the end phase, it does that. This is interesting, because Aeostale can actually bring out and it can bring out any 1 cost. That can get you into a Lumaru. It can get you into another Luxodale. Is it Luxodale? Luxomare. My God, can I just do good things? It's interesting. Certainly, there is a ton of potential in this. Will it be something that Solar does? I could see that. And let me just double check Cunning Offer. An opponent takes control of target Elestral on your field. So yes, you do have to target an Elestral on your board. Do we have any other thing that Cunning Offer is going to work with, or is it just Luxomare? To be fair, you could set it up in a position where they have some sort of guy in the fence position you can't get over, but you have, say, a Aeostale in attack position with just as an exaggeration, let's say it has 10 spirits on it, sure. Let's say you normal cast out a, just as random example, Lumaru, sure, why not? Aeostale would be able to attack over a Lumaru, but you control it. You can give your Lumaru to your opponent with the Cunning Offer to attack over it and deal a bunch of spirit damage that way. Is that good? Probably not. It's probably not something that you should be doing with this card, but it is a way to close out a game because it is at the very end of the day burn, so it can come up. It's interesting to see. It is certainly a very interesting Ascension line. I probably think this is good enough to see play in solar decks. I'm not certain it's the best thing you can be doing. Certainly, though, this seems good. It seems very, very strong. So I do expect this to be ran.
You cast this Aeostale, you can set up your place for the next couple turns, and then if you destroy your own Luxomare, they're going to take 3 spirits of damage. Otherwise, you can just have it come back to you at the end of the turn, and then you get an Aeostale and a Luxomare. Really, really awesome stuff. I think this strategy is going to be a ton of fun for you guys to explore. Solar casters.
What's interesting, though, is that if you have let's say you open, this is not going to be consistent or anything, but let's say you open Luxomare plus 2 Cunning Offer. If you can do the one thing immediately, get an Aeostale. Let's say, for example, that they have like a Tsunami or whatever that swaps your Aeostale to defense position so they don't have to burn 3. Cool, whatever, you get it back next turn. As long as you're able to protect your guy next turn, you can then do it again and get another Aeostale on board. So, like, this is interesting. It certainly seems very powerful, and I'm interested to see exactly how this works.
I hope you're excited. This is a really fun one to come up with, and I'm sure you guys can see the clear inspiration. So enjoy the brand new Solar Elestrals.
It's very, very interesting.
Luxomare, Cunning Offer, and of course, Gardon and Armadon. Don't forget to subscribe to Shattered Star Scorpio, available.
Yeah, so these are cool cards. I do want to talk about the first slate of cards because it's been a little while. I don't think Armadon's good, I'll be entirely honest. I just don't see this card. The only reason this card would see play is that it's a 6, so, like, maybe you run it for some reason or another, but I don't think its effect is I don't think it's gonna be played for its effect. Certainly not. However, I could see Gardon being played for its effects because this is just a good way to protect your Apollo. Because Apollo, the only way you're able to deal with an Apollo right now is with targeted removal. Because, for example, Hurricane will not be able to deal with an Apollo because it can only target face downs. To be entirely honest, though, we have seen some cards that allow you to, like, if you go Broomalinx, for example, to flip the Apollo face down. Well, that's an effect that targets the rune, isn't it? So you would just be able to negate it. I was thinking, yeah, never mind. No, I don't think that works. So Gardon is just a good way to actually negate anything that would destroy an Apollo, is basically what I'm seeing. I could see Gardon being played. I don't think it's the best thing in the world, but I could potentially see it being good. I realistically could see Gardon being a pretty decent card. And then obviously we've already talked about it. We talked about it pretty extensively. The Luxomares, the Cunning Offers. Let's pull the Cunning Offer up on screen. There we go. And then the big payoff in Aeostale. It's interesting. It's certainly a very interesting Ascension line. I probably do think it's good enough to see play. Maybe not in existing Solar decks, but a new style of Solar deck, which is going to be very, very cool. Guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to stop the like button and subscribe for more. Hope to see all you guys in the next video. Goodbye.